All right, Jordan, we're going to go start right into the questions for you.
Sure.
In technology, what do you think is generally misunderstood about health and medicine?
Well, I'm in a very fortunate position because I get to work with both doctors in my day job, which is taking care of patients at Emory University. I'm a neurosurgery resident there.
Right.
And in my other venture, I'm a partner at an accelerator fund. So I work with tech entrepreneurs and people who often have no medical background or very limited medical background. So I see both sides. And that's really a very exciting opportunity because the misunderstanding, I wouldn't call it a misunderstanding, I would call it actually a opportunity that's waiting for someone to take advantage of it.
Yeah.
So physicians see the healthcare process at one patient at a time. And they don't often think in terms of technology systems, whereas entrepreneurs or those who are tech entrepreneurs often look at a problem in a very linear way and say, well, if we build the best product, the best code, the best algorithm, it's of course going to be adopted because physicians would want that. But what they have to understand is that the medical world is very, very complex. It's messy. And one of the things that technology entrepreneurs really have to understand, that in order for a product to be adopted, you have to have buy-in from physicians, from patients, from the healthcare system, from payers, and all of those people come together in order to speed product adoption. So that's one of the things I really try to impart to the entrepreneurs I work with. You have to get doctors on board. You have to bring physicians in to your venture as advisors or part of your team to really understand how to approach the healthcare market.
And really help identify what the problem is that those entrepreneurs are going to be solving, I'm sure.
Yes.
So Jordan, another big theme that has been discussed here at Exponential Medicine is big data. How do you personally see big data continuing to evolve the patient care and patient experience?
So this is one of the most exciting times in history for healthcare because we have the advent of this enormous amount of data in all of our lives and for all of our patients. So imaging data, electronic medical record data, and then all the way down to the granular level of vital signs, collected either at home or in the hospital or even in the ICU where you have essentially streaming vital signs. All this is generating thousands and millions of data points per patient, and we have to actually use sophisticated techniques to analyze this. Data visualization techniques, data science techniques, and I believe increasingly machine learning. And so one of the most exciting trends, I think, is converting unstructured medical data, which is basically in the form of just numbers and text, into structured data, where all of a sudden machines can understand what individual data is actually meaning for that patient and interpret that for the physician to take care of the patient. Then of course you can build layers on top of that, software, systems that can actually improve care.
So is that something where you would be actually looking for patterns in the data? What is the data telling you? Yeah.
Exactly. You're looking for patterns insofar as it's medical record data, but there's also physiological data. One of my interests, I'm in the field of neurosurgery, neuroscience. We're looking at all the kinds of physiology from EEG recordings of the brain to vital signs monitoring in the intensive care unit. All this stream of data that's very, very unstructured, finding a way to use computers to actually structure that data and make it tangible for providers.
I have to ask a follow-up question to that, Dr. Amadio. We know that data, as much data is being generated, it's so important for it to be usable and actionable, so doesn't it need to be standardized? Where is it that we can keep our data and keep it in a way that really, almost like an open API, so many people could tap into it for various purposes, but really draw against a common pool of information? What's your thought on that?
Yeah, no, I completely agree. I think open data, of course, is easiest to work with. It's going to be easiest for companies and startups, entrepreneurs to work with open data sets. If those data sets are on legacy systems, as they often are in healthcare, unfortunately that's much harder. And I think that's one of the reasons why innovation in health, IT, has been so difficult. I mean, this is not my area, but compared to other aspects of modern day life, I think healthcare has lagged in part because of the fragmented data systems that we have. And so everyone here at this meeting certainly is an early adopter, forward thinking in terms of applying new data techniques to healthcare, and I think I want to do everything in my power to encourage that.
Excellent. I have another question for you. So you've mentioned you've been an entrepreneur. What advice would you give to the entrepreneur, clinician, or startup with a brilliant idea that has real potential to transform the healthcare industry and really bring it to market?
So I'm first and foremost a doctor. I went into this field to take care of patients, and I'm very proud of the work that I've been able to do there. But in terms of working with entrepreneurs, I think one of the issues that physicians who try to translate a innovation from the laboratory to the marketplace often run into is that they have a problem of not having the resources they need and the support system they need to actually make that happen. What you need to have is a great team. Typically it's pairing a technical person with a leadership or business person. There are other combinations that work. But one of the things that we provide in terms of accelerator with NeuroLaunch, the neuroscience startup accelerator that I run, we're very big on mentorship and partnerships. So we want these early stage companies to have as many mentors and advisors as possible, and in partnerships, whether it's for legal services, financial, 3D printing, prototyping. You can't do this alone.
Right.
And so I think that aspect of being part of a community, both of peers and mentors who've done it before, is critical, and without it, it's very hard to succeed.
Let's talk a little bit more about your company, NeuroLaunch. As far as sourcing mentors, how is it that you go and really find the best people who are going to be the right kind of mentors for your particular accelerator program?
It's a great question. We have over 120 mentors now worldwide, and I'm happy to say they're all world-class people.
Fantastic.
We only want the best. We want people who are both experts in their field at the intersection of neuroscience and startups in some way. Either they're clinicians like neurologists or neurosurgeons, or they're investors interested in this space, or they're entrepreneurs who've exited a company before, have done it, have been through the paces. These people typically, I find that they're very willing to help, and they're very eager actually to be involved. I all the time get people reaching out to me saying, hey, how can I help new entrepreneurs in this area really make a difference? Because ultimately, in the kind of work that we're doing, there's a major social impact. This is not about turning a profit. This is about taking care of patients and finding new solutions for people with neurodegenerative diseases, psychiatric diseases, neurosurgical problems, other issues, and also optimizing the brain's healthy function. So to me, this is the most important work that I can be doing right now, and I'm very happy that so many people are supportive of it.
Yeah, absolutely. Without disclosing too much, could you give us maybe some examples of the companies that you're currently incubating and some of the solutions that they're trying to bring to market?
Absolutely. We have 11 companies that we've worked with so far that have gone through the program successfully, and they really range from therapeutics to medical devices to software products that are focused on consumers. One company called Mint Labs is actually based out of Barcelona, Spain. They're doing neuroimaging as a service. So,
wow.
Actually, I've had my brain scanned, put into their system. You can see your MRI in 3 dimensions on the cloud, access just like you accessed your email. That's one example where clinicians can actually log in from any workstation and treat patients, plan surgeries, do all of that without the need for kind of legacy systems.
How about it? We had Dr. Stephen Keating, well, not doctor yet, he's in his PhD program, but Stephen Keating was on earlier, and I know that he was there as a main stage speaker, really being an advocate for open access to data. So I think that, the solutions that you're looking to help bring to market, it's just going to meet this critical unmet need that so many patients themselves find themselves floundering without having the right information to really help them, as the theme that we have been hearing so much about, really collaborate and democratize that health process so that they really can control more of their own health and the outcomes that they enjoy.
That's absolutely correct, and he's a perfect example of someone who has been a patient and has suffered from a disease process and has decided to use his other talents to contribute to the cause. And I find that all the time in my daily work, people reaching out and saying, well, listen, I may not be a neurosurgeon or neurologist or psychiatrist, but I have these skills and I know how to grow a company, and so let me help you work with our startup entrepreneurs in neuroscience to generate the next generation of innovations. And to me, that's a great honor. I say, please, come on board.
Right. All right, one more question for you, Jordan. Talking about the role of mentors and the people that need to be around to make your idea successful, can you name someone in your own life that has really been critical in helping you become the person you are today?
Absolutely. Well, the first and foremost would be my mom and dad. I was very close to them growing up, and they really instilled in me the value of a good education. And so, That's something that I hope to impart to my family and people I work with as well. And so I really I couldn't think of anyone more fitting.
Well, what a great way to start, or finish, thank you. So Dr. Jordan Amadio, it's been a delight having you here at the Guy Model Insights Lounge.
Yes.
As we're here in the Innovation Lab, you hear the buzz and the excitement of everything. I hope that you continue to enjoy all the zeal and the zest that's here in the Innovation Lab. We're going to go ahead and roll to another interview that we recorded sometime earlier today. Thanks again for your time.
Thank you.
All right.